Hello, everyone. Welcome to another horrific review. Right, we're 6 movies into the marathon, still going. It's I'm starting to hear birds tweeting, so I'm guessing the sun's coming up very soon. But we're still cracking on and doing this. So here we are, Candyman 2, Farewell to the Flesh. I can't remember the last time I watched it. I mean, it has been years. I'm talking decades since I've seen this movie. I don't know why, because it's bloody brilliant. We're getting there. We're 6 movies in. I'm still awake. We've got another 19 to go. Still get there. I think when I get that halfway point, that'll be like a moment of yay. We're getting this correct. I'm getting nothing rightly. So Candyman 2 doesn't relate to any of the characters in Candyman 1. It's basically a different story. So basically, the Candyman arrives in New Orleans and sets his sights on a young woman whose family was ruined by the immortal killer years before. So we've got this whole setup. It's called the Mardi Gras. And an interesting choice was one because we've got a radio DJ called the Kingfish who's narrating through this. Now, you'd think that would be a bit meta, a bit too meta, almost Wes Craven type meta stuff and a bit distracting, but it actually works because what he's doing is, he's not talking about the story. He's basically going through what Mardi Gras means, carnival means. Apparently it comes from a term. I don't know if this is true or not, to be honest. But the term carnival, farewell to the flesh, and it talks about, brings a religious thing into it, how the Christians took over the pagans and then incorporated their rites. So this is all, which I didn't know about, but Mardi Gras leads up to Lent, and so it's all the feasting before the fasting and all that kind of stuff. So this guy's narrating all the way through this movie, and it's actually quite interesting. A few little tidbits, and it kind of goes with the atmosphere. Now, we have Annie. She's the main character in this. She's a school teacher. I'm not too sure if she's either school teacher or school assistant or specialized, but basically the kids call her by her first name. I don't know if that's a thing, but she's basically does arts and crafts, and I think it's sort of the troubled kids or something she deals with. But anyway, she does this job, and she's good rapport with the kids and stuff. And next thing she knows, she's getting a knock from the principal that her brother is basically locked up in the police station. Oh, I've completely skipped the start. Sorry, I'm starting to flip and gibber here. We have a whole thing at the start with an author. Oh my god, there's like a whole scene. I just completely blanked. I've literally just stopped watching this. Oh dear, when you see 10 movies time, I'm just going to be like, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, we'll start off with this author who's written about the Candyman. He's given a talk at a bookstore. And of course, he has a mirrored cover, and he's given his presentation talking about it. And then, of course, you have to do the speak into the mirror 5 times. So he does it in the book. And he has this whole sketch set up where his assistant bursts through the projector screen. And for the kids today, there used to be these things called projector screens where stuff was basically put on. This is before times of the internet. This is 1993 or something this movie was made. Yeah, right, the dial-up internet days. So we still have projector screens and acetates and all that good stuff and slideshows, and yeah, fun times. But yeah, he does this skit, but effectively invokes the Candyman. He gets encountered by Paul. No, it's not Paul. Paul's the Coleman. Coleman is his brother. Anyway, it's Anne's brother, and he has a go at him. Next thing I know, he comes into the bar and basically starts a fight with this author. Then this whole scene happens in the bathroom when the Candyman first appears. Busy kills the author. Paul runs away. Paul or Coleman. I thought his name was Paul. Why is there not a Paul here? There is. Paul's the father. Right, my apologies. Coleman, right. Anyway, we'll go for the brother for now. Sorry, I'm starting to gibber, but you know me in names. But eventually, he's this last one seen with him. This happened. He's locked up. It's the strangest interrogation room ever. It's like bright and airy. It's in the police station. Big mirror leading out on, or sorry, big glass looking out over the whole precinct. It's all very odd. It's almost like a waiting room more than a interview room. It's very swish. But yeah, they have Anne goes to the police station, talk to her brother. The mother appears and her husband appears, Anne's husband. They're all rallying the troops, so to speak, to go and see what's happening. The press are there for some reason. So this is a big name family. And yeah, brother's just like completely clammed up. He's not giving anything away. He's almost saying he gave a full confession. It's all very strange. Annie doesn't believe him, obviously, and she's like, I'm going to investigate, find out what it is. So we'll start down this rabbit hole of God, what is she starts trying to find out what happened, and this is related to their father's death. So he died in their old family home, and the brother had seen it. I'll get that in a wee minute because it's part of a legend. what this is all relating to. But basically, this all happens. Annie's trying to find out. She goes back to this, back to work, so to speak. While it's getting sorted out, and at the moment, it could be anybody. We don't know what the plot is, but of course, we'll have to find out how Annie gets involved. And the whole legend is, if you say his name 5 times in the mirror, he'll appear and basically take you out straight away. Now, this has happened a number of times. But then Annie does it in front of the class because the kids were all, this is all based on the book and the first movie, where it's speaking of him and the urban legend and keeping it going is what keeps him alive. So this is, part of all the kids are scared and they're fighting, and we young fella, he's drawing pictures, and freaking everybody out. So she speaks in the mirror, Candyman 5 times, nothing happens, but then she's now linked in it. So the whole point is, it's Candyman was a slave back in the day. His name was Thomas Dubai. I think that was it. Do something, DuPont or Dubai or something, right? What it was, he was an artist. He fell in love with Catherine, the slave owner's daughter, the plantation. That's the word, plantation they use over there, right? Plantation owner's daughter, and they had an affair, and he got her pregnant. So basically, what the villagers did was took him, chased him, cut off his right hand, smeared him with honey so that he would get killed with bees. And then he was, buried, and that's the whole thing. And this led to his rage. We obviously talked about this during the original, when we're doing the Clive Barker series. It has nothing to do with the book. The book is a short story in Books of Blood, and it's set in Liverpool, not America. And it's a similar premise of the fact that the more it's like the old belief in gods. The more belief a god has, the more powerful it becomes. So the more belief in him, the more the urban legend continues, the more he endures. So every so often there's like a rampage, and then sets the sort of village folk, doesn't matter what century it's in, sets the village folk a talking again, and that keeps them sustained. This one is a bit more of a mystery to be solved, so there's a link. So Annie's basically going, and she's starting to look into, right, what happened with our father, so to speak, because that's what set her brother off the edge. That's what got the author killed. Then the Candyman appears again and takes out her husband. So she's almost getting stitched up now for the murder. You could think it's a sequel on exactly the same beats as the first one, but it's not. We're going off on a wee bit of a different tangent because it looks very similar. You know, going investigating Fulcrum so calls a joke, but then he latches on, which is beggars the question: why does he latch on to some and not others? Oh God, I can't remember the character's name in the first one, but he latched on to her, and instead of killing her straight away, where most other people get killed straight away, he like wants them. I think it's part of the legend. You know, he chooses one that'll be a powerful carrier or a powerful message. But this one, there's a direct link to the family. You know, basically it's their lineage or his lineage as well. You know, that's the family secret, and that's how they're bound. So this all carries on, and then obviously Candyman appears, and he's basically driving Annie over the edge for his, you know, because he basically wants her to go willingly. It's similar to the end of the Cenobites, you know, the way they've done it in the movies. This one, you know, she must willingly go with him, submit to him, and then that's obviously going to take him to the next level or something. Yeah, it's a completely different story from the book. Like, this is only a short story it was based off, but the fact they made a sequel, they've almost made this its own universe, and it was done well. So I can't, you know, I can't really bitch about it. And plus, Clive Barker was an executive producer, so he had a say in it too. So yeah, this story's been Americanized, but this Candy, because it wasn't called the Candyman anyway in the book. The Forbidden is the name of the short story. Or I think I remember, yeah, the Forbidden. I believe it's the Forbidden. I'll need to double check that. But when I do part 3, I'll have a quick scoot and through the book and make sure it's right. And I'll correct myself in the next stream if needs be. But yeah, we'll get this whole solving mystery, and then the fact that it's been kept a secret. And then one of our school kids goes missing. The one that was tormented with the visions. I don't know why, but then this is Barker's storytelling. You know, this is the influence of Barker. He really does delve into magic and mysticism, and some people can see things. And then we've got the whole backdrop of Mardi Gras and stuff happening. So this is done, you know, and almost like it's the last day, and basically Mardi Gras culminates in Ash Wednesday, which the RCs do. They stub cigarettes out in their head and all that stuff. But it fits in, you know, it's all part of the mysticism, the mythos, the legend. And the more these things happen, then it just reignites the legend again. But then we've got Annie's journey, and then we find out that her husband got her pregnant. And there's a whole story behind that. I don't want to spoil this because I know this is a really old film. But yeah, if likes of Chris or not, people haven't seen it, then obviously I don't want to spoil it because it's good. I only spoil crap movies because I don't want you wasting your time going and seeing them. So if I am offended by a movie, I don't care too much. But this one stands up, and honestly, I do. It's been decades since I've seen it. I don't know why. Probably because there's too many bloody movies to watch. But this is definitely one for, you know, on the rewatch is great. It's strange though. They use practical effects the whole way until the end, and then we get some dodgy 90s CGI. I'm talking Lawnmower Man type stuff here. Really bad. I don't know where it comes from. Also, we get a flashback to the past of basically the birth of Candyman, how he comes about. These people don't know how bees work, right? If a bee stings you, it dies. They're not. Basically, I think people mix up bees and wasps. Yeah, bees will attack you if you're at their hive, but if you're far enough away, they're, you know, and they don't scent honey from like miles away. So yeah, they broke into a beehive, but the special effects of showing this swarm of bees coming was pretty cheesy. It was Exorcist 2 level of cheesy. You know, the locust scene, it's similar to that, the way they did it. So only 2 bits. It was the CGI at the end and the swarm of bees kind of took me out of the movie. Apart from that, this is brilliant. You know, it's really tense. The effects that are used are great. The gore is just the right level. Tony Todd, of course, is brilliant. You know, flawless performance again. So fuck Jordan Peele for not using him and his shitty reboot sequel thing that he made. Cunt. But yeah, the whole unveiling of the mystery and Annie's showdown, and then how it resolves itself, and then the potential, does it continue, does it not? You know, is that obviously there's a sequel, which I'm going to do next, but that's a hard one because it's only one scene where it uses it. No, I'd say Sharknado's worse because this was done in 1990s and the graphics weren't there, so you can forgive them. And they tried, plus they used practical effects for 90% of this movie, and this just is the only bit that took you out of it. No, Sharknado's offensively bad because they didn't give a shit when they were making the movie. They really didn't. They might have put more effort into the excuses they made about it, but they just didn't care about the movie. They're a bunch of arseholes that made that. But yeah, this is definitely worth a watch. Watch the first one. You don't just pick this one up. You know, you need to watch the trilogy if you're doing this because you need to get immersed in the lore. And there is lore. You know, it's one of those rare occasions where a movie's made its own lore separate from the book, because this is not the short story, but it's worthy of its own franchise, if that makes sense. Candyman, you know, it's definitely worthy of it. And yeah, just good characterization, good, you know, it's a good movie. Oh well, guess that's after that. I'm really keeping these in short because I've got to rattle on. I think these are falling under my shortest reviews ever, but hopefully getting the points. But anyway, right, Candyman 3 next. Let's get it done. Oh my god, the sun has come up. The sun is in the sky. I've been at this since last night. This is mental, and I'm nowhere near finished yet. So, yep, I'll see you soon for Candyman 3. And as always, keep updated with the channel, do the tiny things, and remember to keep it creepy, keep it horrific.